This is the Kodiak Defense K9, a made in Canada 9mm pistol caliber carbine. This is its configuration as it comes from brand new, wherever you buy it. It has a non-ambi charging handle, like an AR, but it accepts all AR charging handles. It has a proprietary mag release, or not mag release, bolt release. Actually, yes, it does have a proprietary mag release and a proprietary bolt release. It has AR safety. It's what it appears to be. They say it takes Glock or AR triggers, but they also say to contact them before putting any in because some fitting might be required. So they might have a list of what does and what doesn't work. I have seen used posts of this showing FX9 trigger groups going in this. So there's that. Who's to really say? The mag or the rifle is meant to use Glock mags. It comes with these Magpul P mags. However, there's one thing I noticed right out of the box. Look at this. That's not too great. You really have to punch it in there. And I think that's due to the bolt. Now, let's try that again. Put the bolt back. Mag out. Alright, let's try this again. Mag in. Yep, it's in. First try. I think the bottom or the follower lip of the magazine is interfering with the bolt. I don't know, it's hard to tell if I'm being honest, but that is not a great design feature. Now, I bought this used, so it also came with a 33 round pinned mag. But now this is an even stranger story. You take this, like, it fits in, and this one isn't coming out, so stock Glock mags work. But oh my god, this thing is so fucking tight. That's what she said. No, this is like, seriously, that's insane. There is no way any of these are ever dropping free. And I checked, I thought maybe it's just these 33 rounders. This is a 40 cal mag, granted, but it fits in the same place as 9mm mags do. I even use 9mm in these in my Glock 24. So it can work. And it fits, but once again, it's still tight. It's not quite as tight as the 9mm, but there's no way this thing is dropping free. Like, there's no way. So that's not great. Now, I want to try and evaluate this on as much of the stock rifle itself, because if you have to change a bunch of things to even make it work properly, well, that's kind of useless. So, in the spirit of that, I will only be changing a few things. One of those things is a new charging handle, specifically ambidextrous. Really, the main reason is just because it's ambidextrous. If this was ambi, I wouldn't change it. But I feel like I need to. A QD point, what's this thing called? Buffer retainer or whatever. That, or end plate rather. I like to have my QD point here. I can do a 2-point sling, but I prefer 1 point. Obviously, it's going to have a red dot, and then, like I said in my previous video, V30, putting on a BCM foregrip, and this is MOE, but this is actually the K2 grip off of my 181. So I'm going to put those parts on, and I'll show you what it looks like. I did also buy an MOE stock, but honestly, the stock is actually quite nice out of the factory. It's better than I thought. It's got 2 sling loop points. I believe this is a QD slot. I'll try that out when I get the QD out of the package there. And if that's the case, well then I think this is probably worth keeping. So yeah, I will put these parts on, but before I do that, I will take it apart. I'll cut to the upper and lower separated so you can see what's going on. And this is the rifle disassembled to what I am going to disassemble today. Might notice the upper and lower are not separated, and that is because I genuinely cannot get this out with a fair amount of force. Like this one, use, where is it? Use one of these, pop it out. It's just a push pin. I can do that just fine. I don't know why I can't get this one out. Maybe you have to disassemble this further, the screws on the 2 sides here. But there's no user manual available yet. It's too new. So that'll have to wait. The handguard, it's a bit heavy. It feels heavier than the 181 handguard, and it definitely doesn't take regular AR handguards. So no switching this one out. Granted, I will give it this over the 181. It's only 4 screws, not 8. So that's a major, major plus. Stock charging handle, very basic, single piece. This is, it's like $50. Feels about the same quality as the stock one. I'll be putting this on. This is the bolt carrier group. It's interesting. I've never had a pistol caliber carbine, so this is quite an interesting bolt carrier. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if you know more about PCCs. Can let me know if this is like how unique this is, if this is like a copy of something else. It looks interesting. The buffer, I believe, is proprietary. This plunger here is proprietary. The spring, I don't know. The buffer tube looks mil spec, so I would assume the spring is standard. But yeah, this plunger is definitely proprietary. And the retaining pin, unlike the 181, it's very hard to lose the push pin retaining spring because it's so far in there. This one is right there. It's like an AR, so be careful not to lose it. And yeah, that is the rifle disassembled. If you spot anything that doesn't stand out to me, as unique or concerning or interesting, let me know. Like I said, I don't have a PCC. I haven't had one before, so it's certainly something to jump into a pistol caliber carbine with Kodiak being your first maker. Whether it's a smart decision, time will tell. So I will put all the parts on, and we'll see what it's like then. Okay, welcome back. This is how I have the rifle set up. Magpul K2. I have an ambi charging handle. I have the Faiachi on it, the QD end plate, and the stock does indeed have a QD point. So I'm actually going to give this a go. We'll see how it does. And the BCM grip up front. Now, I will say one thing. I've never had more, I don't know if it's just bad luck with the position of the screws or whatever. I have never had more trouble installing an M-LOK grip before. I had to take the handguard off. I think that's just my dumbass, but worth mentioning, I think. Also worth mentioning, this is the stock charging handle. It's pretty basic. I don't know if I've already shown this. I may have already shown this in the last segment. But one thing I do want to show off, right? These are 2 Magpul PMags. This one goes in, no problem. Here, let's flip to the other side so you can see the mag release. No problem. Pops out, drops free. See that again. Pops out, drops free. Exact same PMag. Exact same. It goes in sometimes. I think there's a trick to loading this. It might be in forward, which is very annoying. And I don't know why it would happen on the PMags, but not the stock mags. Like, that cut isn't that different. I don't get it. I don't get it. That is really weird. This is the only one that goes in, works first time, and the others don't. So that is worth keeping in mind. I guess this thing is just extraordinarily picky on magazines. Although that seems more like a design flaw with this mag catch. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll let you know if it's super annoying on the range whenever I get out to the range to shoot this thing. One last thing. Almost forgot. Trigger. Now, yes, we're clear. So, it is a single stage. Well, I should probably be more in camera. Single stage trigger. Not that bad. It's, I think they advertise 6 to 7 pound trigger. Feels more like a 5 pound trigger to me, maybe 4.5, honestly. It's actually pretty good. So the trigger, much like my 181, I see no reason to upgrade that. So yeah, this is the Kodiak K9. I guess I'm just addicted to having rifles that have bad track, or from a company that has a so-so track record. and I keep buying the rifles, but I really like this rifle. Like, it's built well. A bit of play you can kind of see between the receivers, but not much. I would like it to be zero, but it is a $1,300 Canadian rifle, so maybe, and it's from Kodiak, so maybe that's just to be expected. But so far, it does feel well built. The only criticism that I have besides the magwell from just picking it up and first impressions, it's a bit heavy. I think it's heavier than my 181. Kodiak advertises 5.1 kilos, which that is a lot. I don't know if I believe it, quite honestly. That seems a bit heavier than it feels. So I'm just checking to see what other companies, not Kodiak, have listed on their site. They have, so on FOC, they have it at 7.25, which is about right. I have no idea why Kodiak thinks this is a 5.1 kilo rifle. I have, okay, yeah, that's weird. This is definitely closer to like 7 pounds. It's a bit heavier than my 181. I think that's because the barrel's a bit bigger, but not longer, but I think it's more of a bull barrel. Anyway, that's enough side. That is it for this video. More to come on this rifle, more to come on the Glock. I've found the problem with the Glock 24. Now I just got to go out there and confirm one more time. So review on that will be coming very soon. Thank you for watching. See you next time.